The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Alongside the Carson-Newman women's golf head coach Suzanne Strudwick, I'm Danielle Whaley, and this is the Eagles Sports Network. And Coach, you're getting ready to head into your second event of the season, but you've had about 2 weeks now to reflect on how your team performed with the 10th place finish at the World Golf Invitational. There was some rust that you had talked about, especially from the first day to the second day, but what did you see from your team's performance that really stood out to you?
Yeah, I think just their ability to bounce back. We had a rough first day, and admittedly the weather was terrible. But the second day, the weather was fantastic, couldn't have been any better, and the girls responded to that. So, you know, we had an opportunity. We actually got ourselves with about 4 holes to go into like 4th or 5th position. They stumbled a little bit on that last hurdle, the last few holes. So that was disappointing, but then again, it was to be expected just because of the lack of practice that they've had. So 10th was about where I expected us to finish. That was where, I thought that would be a good tournament. So although you kind of say, yeah, we did what I thought, I was disappointed because we were so close to being in the top 5, but the girls were disappointed too, and that's what you want to see. You want to see them respond.
And one thing that was shocking with this team, because like you mentioned, practice hadn't been that great going into it, but the team finished the top par 3 scoring team in the field, and this is not an easy field by any means. So what did that say about your team and just the resilience they showed and the play that they brought?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it shows some accuracy on their approach shots. So the things that we have been able to focus on, it shows that those are working. It also showed to me that our par 5 scoring was not good, and that's one area where we really need to, just tighten up. This 2 weeks ago, we completed our short game on-campus facility. And so we've been able to really work on some short game stuff on campus, even with the weather being a little bit in and out. So that's already making a difference. So I'm excited.
And now the team heads into the second event of the spring, like I said, and it's the Spring Intercollegiate, so another trip down to Florida.
Yeah.
And with everything that's been going on with this team, what expectations do you have heading into an event that's fairly new for the squad that you have?
Yeah, it's the same course that the guys' team played 2 weeks ago, so we're going to get a scouting report. I know the girls have already kind of asked the boys, okay, what do we need to look out for, that kind of stuff. So that helps. For me, though, it's another opportunity to really hit against some conference teams, but also regional teams. So they'll be both there. And this sets us up well. Unfortunately, our number 1 player, Elizabeth England, cannot compete because of class issues. She, being a senior and a student teacher, there's some requirements there for her to stay in school, and we just can't get around it. We need her during the latter half heading into conference. So this is the week that we decided that would be the best for her to take off. But in saying that, it also gives our team a little preview of what it's going to be like next year without her. And so some girls have to step up, and that's going to be our mantra. That's going to be what we're going to talk about the next couple of days, that we do have to step it up, and it gives us an opportunity to see what we've got.
And even with her having to miss this tournament, it really brings qualifying into a whole new realm for this team.
Yeah.
How has qualifying gone, with the 10th place finish already in the rearview mirror to look ahead to this one?
Yeah, it's actually gone fantastic. I had to put my little coach's cap on this week. I felt as though our qualifiers were getting just a little bit. They were competitive, but the girls weren't quite as competitive as they were last season. And so I tightened the screws a little bit, and we had a new format. And so I put in what we're now calling a qualifying mark. So each tournament, there will be a score that they have to shoot under to control their own destiny. And if they shoot under that score, then they're in, as long as there's enough spots for them. They control that. If they're above that and nobody shoots above that, then I pick. So it's up to, and it will be things on I see in practice, what they've done in the past, if it's a tournament that we've played in the past, how they've played it before. So I'll take everything into consideration in deciding. What I've seen, though, when I instigated that, is our qualifying scores have dropped dramatically. And pretty much all the top 8 players on our team out of 12 have shot under that qualifying mark, which 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that was not the case. Nobody was near this qualifying mark. So that kind of proves to me that they need something. They need, something, a goal to head for, and so it worked. And so I'm thrilled. And we've obviously Reagan Kinney was safe. She's shown herself to be, probably the number 1 player next year, and has been consistent number 2. So she was safe. But everybody else is going for the 4 spots available, and the team looks like it's going to be very similar to what it was in the fall. So that's good.
It's going to be quite an interesting trip for your team into the Spring Intercollegiate, but thank you for your time and best of luck.
Thank you so much.
She is Suzanne Strudwick. I'm Danielle Whaley, and this is the Eagle Sports Network.